Because you always use that active and defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
Thank you very much for that, Ian Wright. People deluded, I'm back again. Now, as you lot know, we're out of the FA Cup. We're out of the League Cup now. Now the FA Cup, all focused towards finishing as high as we can where the league campaign is concerned. And when the Europa League is concerned, we need to obviously go as far. Now, in many ways, I don't know where to start, man. I would say, you know what? Let's start off with our opponents, Manchester City. You've got to be gracious in defeat. They've won. You know, I would say first things first, the time wasting is frustrating when it happens against your team, but I have to admire it, man. The ball boys, whatever they pay them ball boys or whatever incentives they give these young boys or whatever to be ball boys, they need a raise because all of a sudden their legs don't work in it. I've seen grandmas move quicker than these young boys. They deserve that. City surrounding the ref. They won't get in trouble for it, but I'm actually admiring this because this is the dirty things you need to do in games. Surrounding refs, ball boys taking long, City at any opportunity taking the sting out of games in the second half, time wasting, kicking the ball away. I hate it. It frustrates, but I have to give them credit. City have shown why they're a fantastic team, why they're the benchmark, the depth and things like that. So congratulations to City. Now, if we start with things that I would say would be negatives, because I don't think this is a game where you have to harp on with false positives and you have to find false negatives. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle for me anyways. The disappointing things were out the cup. It doesn't matter if we played our strongest lineup or they played their weakest or vice versa, which some people will say. It doesn't matter. You're out the cup. As an Arsenal man, want to go as far as we can in the FA Cup. Yeah, we can talk about what we're doing in the league. We can talk about the Europa League. But I want to always fight for more competitions. I always want to go as far as we can in this competition. And again, for us, we're building something. Anytime you can get your hands on a trophy, it's like sharks in the ocean smelling blood. We've won the Community Shield and the FA Cup under Mikel Arteta. Hopefully, we've got a final or something above that as well. I would say we didn't take our chances. We had half chances. We didn't really create or put them under pressure, but Eddie had a couple chances. Fabio Vieira's tried to do a Wayne Rooney against Manchester City. Why he's not taking a touch, I don't know. Tomiyasu in the first half had an opportunity, and there might have been a couple other harsh chances, but nothing really of note. So I think we could have created more. I think we could have scored more. I think we could have given a lot more. I think we switched off defensively between Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, actually indirectly Saliba. To be fair, Saka, who had a quiet day, little Chili's bound to have a tired day, and he's made the difference for us more time than not. So it is what it is. Him and Tomiyasu are both drawn towards the ball. No one's closing down Ake, really. So I would say those are the, and I think we really started to tire in the second half. Players looked a bit tired. You saw the depth they have and what we don't have. You saw what the difference when Partey's on the pitch and or not. Obviously, you see what Zinchenko instantly gives us. Even Lokonga had a couple good passes, really. So I think we lost it in the second half. We ran out of gas. I think the first half was very encouraging. I think there's a lot of positives to take as well, moving from the negatives. Obviously, it's not an embarrassing scoreline. I don't think, it's not an embarrassing scoreline. Obviously, we didn't name our strongest team and we still gave them a game. We lost, so there's how much you can read in that. Obviously, we've kept Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland quiet. It is what it is. I think Matt Turner, unfortunately, we're out and he doesn't have a clean sheet. Matt Turner, his speed off the line in the first half to deal with any threats from Haaland. I think his distribution was quite good. Made a number of important blocks as well. The only effort that really beat him, I can't remember. It might have been Julian Alvarez who came off the bench and made a difference. He's clipped the post, but Matt Turner had a great game. I think Gabriel did. I think Saliba in the minutes he played did well. I think Zinchenko brought something to the table. Odegaard in his little minutes as well did something. I think Eddie was all right. It is what it is against City. Trossard had a very encouraging first start for Arsenal as well, and he's another one that had a half chance. I don't really think we committed enough bodies forward, but I think there are some positives to take. I think obviously there's not been too many times we've conceded possession and been the second best in that regards, and I know against City you're going to have to be that. I think we cut off their passing lanes. We probably saw their keeper Ortega more than their key danger men in the first half. We had all their attacking players dropping deep. They were going long. I think we was doing all right winning the first and second balls. Couple nervy moments from Rob Holding. I don't think, for all the concerns in the first half, Holding did very bad in that, and I really like the proactive approach from Mikel Arteta. Holding yellow card, that it's a bit like the North London derby. It don't sound good. Prevention is better than cure. So in the same way, Benjamin White looked a bit shaky against Rashford and Man United. He got hooked. Obviously, my man got hooked today. Tomiyasu had a good game as well, to be fair. I think Tomiyasu, Matt Turner, and Trossard, if anything, they've given the manager something to think about. Tierney technically lacking in it, like really dodgy today. There was one effort he swiped at with his right foot defensively, terrible. I think Tierney had a terrible game today. I think Lokonga's not as bad as people making out, but very so-so, and you're lacking for more. Like there was a couple of occasions he's switching the ball lovely for Bukayo Saka, etc. Others he's kind of hiding really, and in the second half, Saliba keeps having to pass it to Tomiyasu. We kind of needed our midfield. I think Fabio Vieira was a passenger today, ducking out of 50-50s and stuff. So I'd say the biggest disappointment is this. None of the fringe players, apart from the ones I've praised, took their opportunities. I think it shows the limitations on our squad per se. I think it shows the need for depth. Look at Eddie Nketiah; he was knackered in that second half. Obviously, Partey came off, made the difference because the midfield kind of went down the toilet until Zinchenko came on, in my opinion. We really only, creating half chances and not taking them, conceding a cheap goal for me, but their left back scored. We did half all right, man. Going out of the FA Cup, they're the evident disappointments, but I do think there are some positives, man. We've shown that we can play a bit differently. We can press, we can cut off the passing lanes, we can kind of limit the attacking team from having that many options, really and truly. So we just need to be better against Everton away, and when we meet City twice in the league, really. So I don't think it's one to go over the top really and truly with anything, really and truly. If I'm completely honest with you, I did think there was a lot of space in behind for both teams in that first half, but I think it was there's a lot of encouraging areas in that game and a lot of areas for improvement, but I think we done all right. Obviously, fundamentally, it's either you stay in the cup or you're out, in it, a bit like the Premier League. There's some games we probably played better than we could have. Played badly and won, exaggerating a bit. There's probably been games where we deserve to lose and won, games where we've won where, games we've lost where we don't have to. So that's the beautiful thing about football. There's always a lesson. To be fair to some of these fringe players, I will give them the luxury of being rusty. I did think at halftime, Trossard looked good, Tierney looked rusty, Holding needs to come off. I did think, do you go with Tomiyasu centre back because he's dominant in the air and good against Holding? Bring on Benjamin White to give Saka something to work with. I did want to see Odegaard sooner rather than later, and obviously Zinchenko. Always support the gaffers thingies as well. Defensively was doing good, but I do think times was going to sleep. Like the only thing I'm really criticizing Rob Holding, Haaland got the better of him, played to the whistle. Every other Arsenal player is playing on, and you're there putting up your hand like Mustafi in the FA Cup final against Aguero when he's bearing down on goal. And I didn't like Rob Holding surrounding the referee at halftime. Get in and talk with Mikel Arteta. Every other 10 of your teammates are running in. Again, why City are always surrounding the ref, I don't know. I don't criticize it. I just want consistency. So, yeah, man, I think there was a lot of space on the counter. We needed more support for our attackers. We needed our midfield to be a bit braver and offer something in the game. Obviously, when Partey came off, this kind of goes out the window. As I said, I did want to see Odegaard, Saliba / Ben White / Zini on immediately, if I'm honest with you. But there's a lot of encouragement. As I said, there was a number of unnecessary sloppy passes, Fabio Vieira in particular. At halftime, I thought Matt Turner and Gabriel were really up for this, Tomiyasu as well. I think it was a good defensive performance. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne had one effort where he wrapped it with his left peg. Haaland's tried to do a mad thing, and Tomiyasu swept it off his line after Matt Turner's come off his line and swept up very well. Again, I think it was a question of discipline today, people. We cut off the passing lanes, conceding possession and trying to win the first and seconds. We forced the City players to drop deep. We could have, maybe you want to see us in the first half with Trossard, Tomiyasu and Eddie Nketiah do more with the half chances, but I'm being a bit harsh, if I'm honest with you. I did think the one thing Fabio Vieira did well was stand on Rodri, literally just cut out that angle, really. And as I said, first game this season, we've probably been second best in possession, which is something you're going to have to be able to do. Second half, Lokonga and Saliba come on. Saliba looked good. I did think Lokonga at times is hiding, but I don't agree with this witch hunt for anybody, really. Even Rob Holding, I don't think he was terrible today, even what we was all thinking going into the game, but is what it is. It was 0-0 when Holding was on the pitch, you could say that. Another thing that really annoyed me was Fabio Vieira shooting first time. I love that you're a gunman, you will shoot, but come on now, man, you got to hit the target, really. I did think second half we started to gift the ball away far too cheaply, as you saw for the build up to the goal. And then obviously, ultimately, we've played silly games, we've won silly prizes. Ake has scored people. Certain people are not following runners. Certain people are not aware of what's going over their shoulders. Certain people are getting caught ball watching. And I felt very sorry for Matt Turner because he's done well. He deserved a clean sheet. Zinchenko, instant impact. Second half, towards the end of the second half, we looked a bit knackered. No clue as to why 4 minutes was added on. Elite time wasting from City, something that we're going to have to do. Even when there's a foul for us, take the ball off these City players, because they're taking the ball, they're kicking it. And that's something I saw against Spurs and United. That's something these young boys have to learn. Ultimately, we lacked cutting edge in the final third for the minimal opportunities we created, people. Just got to be better in the league, really and truly. Just got to be better in the league. At halftime, City had 5 shots, 1 on target. We had 4 shots, 2 on target. They had 58% of the ball to 42%, but the majority of them passes were backwards. So there is encouragement. They played 242 passes to 174. There was no corners in the first half, people. And then you look at the statistics at the end of the game. Let me actually make sure that's the second half. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I mean first half, sorry, I'm pretty sure that is. Then you look at the second half, people. City had 8 shots, 3 on target. Obviously, the 1 goal they needed. We had 5 shots, 2 on target. 54% of the ball to 46 in City's favour. They played 494 passes. We played 418. We had 3 corners. They had none. I think the ref was kind of inconsistent for both teams, if I'm honest with you. It is what it is, man. It just shown that really, you know, for a developing squad, a couple of players, especially those that offer something in midfield, Odegaard in everything he does. Zinchenko, a false midfielder, starts the game on paper at left back. We don't have them. It's an issue. Don't think every fringe player took their opportunities. And I think it showed, man. You could see Odegaard absolutely bollocking either Lokonga or Saliba, one of them. And there was a couple of occasions, even Xhaka and Saliba getting into it. So it's just one of them days, man. Fundamentally, we're out the competition. We just have to accept it. And starting tomorrow, we focus on Everton away and what's left in our league. We don't have any, we've got a lot to play for. We don't have any time to feel sorry for ourselves. Looking at our next 4 games in the league, really, you know, we've got Everton away, Brentford at home, need to take 6 points. Because then on the 15th of February, we play City, where revenge has to be on the occasion. Then obviously, February is a big month for us, really, you know, really. This was our last game of Jan. First defeat in a while. Everton away. Then we've got Brentford. Then we've got City. Then we've got Villa and Leicester away to end the month. Them games there are not going to be easy. Villa with Emre. Last time we played a former manager in Emre. What happened? Leicester away, regardless of where they are, it's not easy. Arsenal versus City. I don't need to tell you what that means. Brentford are going to want revenge. Everton, new managerial bounce potentially. Our arch nemesis, Sean Dyche, looks like he's having the job. So we're going to have to be at it. You know, the work starts tonight, innit? We lick our wounds. We move in it, really. Once again, shout out to Matt Turner, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Saliba off that bench, Zinchenko off that bench as well. It is what it is, man. But it's a team sport. It doesn't matter who played good or who played bad. We didn't win, innit? It's disappointing to go out the FA Cup. I love this trophy, as you would as an Arsenal fan, but we just have to go again, innit, really. Hopefully we can get some business done in the transfer market. I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen Moses Caicedo doing the online chattings after the Mudryk saga. I don't really care what anyone's doing on social media, really, if you haven't signed for the club. So on that note, please let me know your opinions. Turn on your notifications. Again, slap the like button. Appreciative of you lot who have been at my watch along and obviously listening to my thoughts post-game. One love. You lot stay blessed, stay safe, stay in good health. God bless you all. One love.
There's always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like